This book is such a game changer. If you are a Christian parent, I think that it is a must read, and I'm going to tell you why. Hey there, welcome to Mama Belle's home. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the book, Give Them Grace, Dazzling Your Children with the Love of Jesus by Elyse Fitzpatrick. Now, I've already suggested that this is a game changer as far as parenting is concerned, and I really do believe so. I was saved later on in life. I already had 2 kids by the time I became a Christian, and so I have read a ton of books as far as Christian parenting is concerned, and I really love this one. She does a great job of simplifying it, giving it practical advice and examples so that we know how to lay it out and how it will play out as far as parenting goes. And so if you are ready to discuss this book with me, go ahead and grab your cup of coffee or tea or even water, and let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so in this book, Elyse does a great job of emphasizing the approach of grace-based parenting. She explains that it's not about following this strict or rigid set of rules, but rather extending the same love and grace that God extends to us, to our children. This grace-centered parenting leads to greater understanding, connection, and growth. And I can say that I have really experienced those things. It really gives you just new eyes to see that giving them grace and understanding them and where they are in all of this, and just to see the sin and the heart issue rather than just the behavior. And so that leads us into the next concept. Elyse suggests that their behavior, our children's behavior, is often reflective of a heart issue and not really about the behavior. And that it's needing to have deeper understanding about what they're struggling with. And by addressing their hearts, instead of solely focusing on the outward behavior, we can really guide them to true transformation. And then into the third concept. Elyse introduces the concept of law and gospel as far as grace-centered parenting goes. She explains that law reveals our shortcomings and our need for grace, while the gospel offers us the remedy through the redemptive work of Jesus Christ. And by balancing these two aspects, we can really help our children recognize their need for grace and experience its power. If this video has been helpful or given you some insight to this book that you've enjoyed, would you mind giving it a thumbs up for me? I really would appreciate it, and I want as many parents looking for solid Christian resources to find this video, and that would also help. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get to concept 4, okay, that is throughout here. And I think that it's been something that I've struggled with the most, and I would love to hear you guys' insight about this. But Christian discipline, or just disciplining the right way in a loving, kind of grace-filled manner, has been really important to me because I come from a childhood of more abusive discipline, I would say, and I just don't want to pass that on to my children. But I do know that discipline is so important. We see it all throughout the Bible. We are disciplined by God often, as well as we're trying to be sanctified and learning about how to be more like Jesus, right? And so I want to learn how to discipline appropriately, and I really like how Elyse lays this out and gives real, like, live examples and experiences to really lay it out for us and give us a true understanding of what it would look like practically and how to apply it as well. And she really emphasizes that grace-centered discipline is so much more important because that's how God disciplines. God disciplines in love and grace, and we want to mimic that towards our children. We don't want to just merely punish them or discipline them with harshness or legalism. And I think, like I said, she does a great job of laying that out and what that looks like for us in practical ways and experiences. And that we need to be seeking restoration, to be back in fellowship with our children and not caught up in how they disrespected or disobeyed. And so we just need to be motivated by love and grace versus, like I said, just merely punishing. Okay, so now that's going to go into concept number 5 of the key points of this book, and that is modeling grace. Elyse really reminds us that our behavior and our example of what we're modeling to our children is extremely important. That by emphasizing grace in our own lives and relationships, we demonstrate that transformative power and encourage our children to do the same. And I think that is just a great reminder that our children are watching us, and we need to make sure that we're doing the right thing because they're going to do what we're doing. And I think that oftentimes as a parent, you can see certain behaviors being modeled by your children and be able to kind of like humbly self-reflect and see that you are probably also struggling with certain behaviors. Like if your children are constantly yelling or just having some, like a tone or attitude, I think it's super important to be humble and to look into our own stuff and see, like, have we been having an attitude? Have we been yelling more? Like, what is it? It has our like routine and stuff been altered that it is affecting this child? And like I said, not just like coming down on the child because of their behavior, but like being humble and like being reflective is super important, I think, as well as all of these concepts that obviously that we're talking about here with Elyse laying out in this book. And then, like I have already mentioned, Give Them Grace offers so many practical just tips and advice and experiences and guidance in how to implement these grace-centered parenting techniques. She offers specific strategies, insights, and real-life examples to help parents navigate various situations with wisdom, love. So if you want to know if you should read this book, yes, absolutely 100% read this book. I think that you will walk away with something. Even if you have read other Christian parenting books, I love her insight and take on the way she presents it, and I think that it's an extremely valuable book to read. I 100% yes, you should read this book. Thank you for joining me. If you found this video helpful, if you're going to check this book out, let me know down in the comments. I would love for you to give it a little likey poo. That will help out my channel. Not to mention, like I said, it will help other people find this information. And if you're not subscribed already, this channel really has an emphasis of Christian motherhood, mom life type content. I'm going to be sharing some more Christian book resources as far as parenting, motherhood, home life, homemaking kind of stuff looks like. So if you're interested in more book reviews, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell so that you're notified when I release those videos. And until next time, keep reading, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!